Hello friends, I am Shane Desai and here I am with one more video, and today I am going to record this video particularly on the topic of the gift of the Magi, which is a short story written by O. Henry. And this video is going to be for the students of SYBCOM, those who are studying the paper of commercial communication in the SP University, and for those students I am preparing or recording this video, and this is the question answer which are given in the exercise of the after the short story. So in order to help them, I have prepared this material, and I am going to in very short I will explain all the answers which I have prepared, or all the answer in brief, so it would be helpful for your upcoming exams. So after the end of the short story, The Gift of the Magi, there is the exercise given where you have to write question answers. So this is the answer in brief section, and first question is, why did Della want to save money? How did she save money? Right, so this is the story of Della and James, husband and wife, who are dedicated to each other. They are unconditionally loving to each other, and for the Christmas day they wanted to give present to each other, but since they are living in poverty, the wife and the husband both have to struggle hard to meet the ends, and somehow the wife saves the money. So Della wanted to save money to buy a Christmas present for her husband Jim. So Della is the wife and Jim is the husband, and Della was saving money because he wanted to buy a Christmas gift or Christmas present for her husband Jim. She saved money by bargaining with the grocer, vegetable man, and the butcher. So she was bulldozing with the grocer, with the vegetable man, with negotiating for every single penny, and that is how she saved the money. So second question is, describe the flat where the Youngs lived. Now, as I told, the couple Della and James, right, who is also known as Jim. So Della and Jim, they were very much poor. They were living in poor condition, in poverty, and they had to pay $8 per week as a rent for their flat. And the author has also described the flat. It was not too good. So it was a furnished flat on a rent of $8 per week, with a pier glass inside the house, a letter box, and a doorbell outside where no letter came and never the bell rang. So it was quite a furnished flat, not luxurious one, but a furnished flat, and the rent was of $8 per week. And they were having a letter box outside the flat. There was also an electric doorbell, but the author describes that no letter was coming to their letterbox, no mortal finger was pressing their doorbell, because they were poor, they were living in poverty. Nobody was writing a letter to them, and nobody was visiting to their house, but they were living in the poor condition, right? So that is the second question. Third is, why was Della unhappy on Christmas Eve? Now the whole setting of the story is the Christmas Eve, and Della is not happy. It is a tragic story. It is a story with a surprise twist, a surprise ending, which is the writing style of O. Henry. And Della is not happy. She is even in pain, in agony, because she has somehow managed to save $1.87 amount by which she cannot buy any gift to her husband. So Della wanted to give a gift or present to her husband, for which she was saving money penny by penny. So adding penny by penny, cent after cent, she managed somehow to save $1.87. But with that amount, she cannot purchase a gift. But even after tremendous efforts, she could only save $1.87, which was not enough to buy a present. And the next day was Christmas, so she was upset. So with this small amount, $1.87, she was unable to buy a gift, a present for her husband, and for that reason, she was upset, she was crying, she was not happy, right? And the author says a good line that life is full of snob, sniffles, and smiles, right? So this is how life is, and she was not having money. She dearly loved her husband, but she was not having any money to express her love by gifting him any present, right? So fourth question is, why did Della stand in front of the mirror crying? So as we know that she was living in poverty, she was not having money, and she wanted to buy a present for her husband, and she was admiring her hair, and she was looking herself in the mirror, and she was crying. So why was she crying? As she was not having enough money to buy a gift. By looking herself in the mirror, she got an idea to sell her hair off to arrange money. So now, as I told, the couple was unconditionally loving each other. They were completely dedicated to each other, and Della somehow, anyhow, at any cost, she wanted to give a present to her husband. And admiring her hair standing in front of the mirror, she decided to sell her hair off, right? And that was the only prized possession Della was having. And after selling her hair, she got $20, but it was the only possession of her, a valuable possession, a valuable property, you can say. So you could imagine the love. She was ready to sell, cut off her hair and sell the hair to buy gift for her husband. So this is how she was loving her husband unconditionally. She was ready to sacrifice everything which she was having for her husband. So the thought of selling her hair off made her cry while looking into the mirror. So she was admiring the hair, and she was loving her hair so much. Her hair was like a brown cascade, like a waterfall, and she herself liked her hair too much. But the thought of selling her hair made her cry, and that is why she was standing in front of the mirror and crying. The fifth question is, what were the two prized possessions of the Youngs? How does the author show the reader their importance? Now, as I told, the couple was living in poverty, and they were only having their prized possessions. So what were they? The two prized possessions of James and Della was a gold watch of Jim, and heirloom passed down by James's grandfather to his father and now to James. So far as the prized possession of James is concerned, he was having a gold watch which was given by his grandfather to his father, and his father passed down to him. So it was with him from 3 generations, right? And a cascade like brown hair of Della. And so far the wife is concerned, Della is concerned, she was having a cascade like beautiful hair, right? The author shows its importance by comparing the hair of Della with the jewels of the Queen of Sheba. Right now, the author tries to explain the importance of their prized possession by comparing the hair of Della with the jewels, with the jewelry of Queen of Sheba, and Jim's watch with King Solomon's treasure. Now, King Solomon was one of the wisest king. He was having tremendous amount of wealth, but even though that wealth was nothing in front of Jim's gold watch. So for the couple, their possession were more important than Queen of Sheba and then the Solomon's treasure. So according to author, Young's possessions were more valuable than the queen and the king's possessions. So that is how they were respecting, they were having value for their possessions. Now, sixth question, what did Della decide to do in order to buy a gift for her husband? Now, yes, we know Della decided to sell off her hair to Madame Sophronia and arrange for the money to buy her husband a Christmas present. So as we know that Della decided, she was standing in front of the mirror and crying, and she decided to cut off her hair and sell it to Madame Sophronia and arrange the money, and with that money she will buy a Christmas present for her husband Jim. The seventh question is, what did Della buy for Jim? How much did she pay for it? Della bought a platinum fob chain for her husband to attach it to his gold watch. So with the amount she got after selling her hair that was of $20. So with those $20, Della bought a platinum fob chain, a chain for which can be attached to Jim's gold watch, right? And she paid $21 for it. Now after selling her hair, she got $20, and if you remember, she somehow managed to save $1.87. So with all those money, with every single penny, she bought this platinum fob chain for her husband's gold watch, right? So $21 was the price, and she was left now with 87 cents. Eighth question: what was Jim's reaction when he saw Della without her lovely hair? So when Jim arrived at the flat, at the home, what was his reaction after seeing his wife with short hair, right? After seeing Della without her beautiful hair, Jim was having a peculiar expression on his face. So after all of a sudden seeing her beautiful wife without her beautiful hair, Jim was having a peculiar expression, a blank expression on her face, and it was not of anger, not of surprise, not of horror, not of disapproval or any sentiments, and he stared at Della fixedly, right? So we cannot judge. He himself was confused, and the expression was of, like, blank expression. He was not angry nor surprised, he was not terrified, it was not also of disapproval, but he couldn't believe what he was looking at, right? He was surprised, quite surprised. He was having peculiar expression. And the ninth question is: what gift did Della's husband get for her, and how did he procure it? Jim bought. There is a typo. Jim bought an expensive pair of combs made with pure tortoise shell with jeweled rims, which Della saw on the Broadway and always desired but was unable to afford it. He purchased it by selling his gold watch. Now this is the twist. Now see, Della sold her hair and bought a platinum fob chain for her husband's gold watch. And on the other hand, Jim bought a pair of combs which was made of pure tortoise shell, which Della admired, and every now and then whenever she visited this Broadway, she was admiring the beauty, and she always desired to buy this tortoise shell combs, but she was unable to afford it. So what did James do? He sold off his gold watch, which was with him from past 3 generations, and purchased this pair of combs for Della. But now the twist is, Della bought the platinum fob chain for Jim's watch, but Jim is no longer having the watch, and Jim bought the pair of combs, and Della is not having the hair because she has sold off her hair. So this is the twist of O. Henry. This is the writing style of O. Henry. He always used this twist at the end and surprise ending. So this is the twist of the story, the crux of the story. The 10th question is: according to Christian tales, who were the Magi, right? So Magi is taken from, the title is from the biblical reference. Magi were the 3 kings, the 3 wise men who went first and worshipped the infant Christ, right? So the 3 Magi were the 3 wise men, wise king, who worshipped infant Jesus and brought gifts for him in the manger. So Jesus Christ was born in a manger, and these 3 wise men, these 3 Magi, these 3 kings were the first one who got this vision, and they went to worship the infant Christ along with the gift, and they were the ones who created this tradition of gifting presents to the beloved ones, to your family members on the Christmas day, right? 11th question is: what does O. Henry call Jim and Della? Why does O. Henry call Jim and Della the Magi? Because they were the wisest when it came to sacrifice for each other, and also the wisest among all who gives gift these days, right? Now in these days, the author compares the love of Jim and Della, and they were, according to the author, wisest one because they were ready to sacrifice whatever they had, whatever possessions they had. They sacrificed not for them but for each other. So they were the wisest one. They were the wisest among those people who give gifts for merely giving gifts. But here, James and Della, they dedicated, they sacrificed every single penny, every prized possession for each other, and this is how they loved each other. So the love, the author is pointing out the unconditional love between the couple. So that is all. Thank you for watching my video till end. I hope this video will be helpful. Thank you.